cover the top 5 things that people don't do that they should do if they're buying a condo or a townhouse. These are things that I see often enough. They are very important for you to do, but oftentimes buyers just don't do them. You definitely should. And now I feel like an old school mom telling you, you should do your homework. You should do your homework. You're about ready to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy a place. It's time to do some reading. All right, so I'm off the soapbox. Here are the top 5. Number 1. Read the rules, regulations, and bylaws of the HOA. That sounds like it makes sense, but you should know the rules of the place that you're about ready to buy in. Are you allowed to have a dog as a pet? Are you allowed to have a cat as a pet? Can you rent your unit out? If you can rent your unit out, is there a minimum term to the lease that you have to have, such as a month or 3 months, 6 months, a year? If you're allowed to rent your unit out, is there a limit on the number of units that can be rented out? Those are all things that are very important and typically, let's say always, are included in the rules and regulations of the condominium complex or townhouse complex that you're buying in. If you want help going over those rules and regulations and what they mean for you, this is a time where you break out your checkbook and pay a lawyer to help you go over those things. There also are companies that specialize in HOAs and reviewing those for people and discussing them and what they mean for you. I highly recommend that you pay the fee, hire the professional help, and it doesn't cost that awfully much in comparison with the cost of the purchase. If you're buying a condo that costs $400,000, $500,000, $1 million, if you end up spending $1,000 to pay a lawyer to review the bylaws, the rules and regulations, the entity that owns the condo complex itself, etc., I highly recommend that you do it. It's going to be well worth that fee. If you like this video, hit the like button. Please subscribe for more updates about Portland's real estate market. The second one is know the process for setting new rules and also changing existing rules. People might read the rules and regulations. They might know whether they can rent their unit out currently. They might know that there's a limit, say 40 units out of a 100-unit condo complex can be rented out. They're aware of all these things. They're aware of the hours of the common area outside on the patio. They say you could use it between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. Great. Okay, so let's say you know all those things. I highly recommend also that you know what the process is for changing a rule or putting a new rule into place, because the rules that exist now won't necessarily always be in effect. So you don't want to buy a place, move in, and find out that Fido is not allowed. Even though you see neighbors with dogs, maybe there was a new rule voted in that says all new owners after XYZ date are not allowed to have a dog as a pet. In Portland, hopefully it wouldn't happen, but it definitely could. Number 3 is in the process of buying a house, whether it's a single family house or condo or a townhouse, it's important to know too that an HOA fee, and this is to be able to compare a condo or townhouse to say a single family house. Know that an HOA fee is not just some waste of money. A lot of people think, oh, well, the HOA fee is $600. I don't want to have to pay an HOA fee. That's a waste of money. A lot of times, in most cases actually, an HOA fee covers things such as water, sewer, and garbage service. Sometimes it covers natural gas. Sometimes it covers cable. It also covers exterior maintenance, such as the siding, the roof, common area maintenance, if there's an outdoor patio, and if there's a pool or a gym, it covers the maintenance of those things and cleaning of those things. And to compare it to a single family house, if you had a single family house, you'd have to set away money for, or you should, for the eventual replacement of siding, of your roof. You'd have to pay money to maintain the deck if you have one, your porch, stairs, any concrete work, including the driveway. If there are cracks in the driveway, you'll have to take care of those. Over time, it all adds up, and the HOA fee goes towards those things. It definitely is not just some waste of money. It's not a check that you write to some blob entity that just eats your money and then you get nothing out of it. It definitely covers expenses that you otherwise would have if you were to own your own single-family home and have to pay for all of it directly. As far as HOA fees go, I reviewed all of the condos available for sale downtown in Portland, that is in Northwest and Southwest downtown Portland, towards the end of March 2024. And here's a quick rundown of what I found. There were 35 units priced at or under $300,000 for sale. The average HOA fee was about $475 a month. That worked out to be 0.2%. There were 56 units for sale between 300 and 500 grand. The average HOA fee was about $630. That works out to be 0.16% of the asking price. 42 units were for sale between $500,000 to $750,000 with an average HOA fee of around $980. That was 0.15% of the asking price. 22 units between $750,000 and $1 million. The average HOA fee was pretty close to $1,200 a month at 0.14% of the asking price on average. 17 units were priced between $1 million and $2 million with an average HOA fee of $1,440. That worked out to be 0.1% of the asking price. There were 7 units priced between $2 and $3 million downtown with an average HOA fee of about $2,100. That worked out to be 0.09% of the asking price. Another thing that's very important to know is that you are a co-owner of the building where your unit is. It's not just the case that you own your own unit. That is true. You're the only one who can use your unit. That's great. But you're a co-owner. So when you're a homeowner at an HOA, you're a part of a homeowners association. That HOA is not some mommy daddy figure who takes care of everything for you. You pay a monthly fee. It goes into a common pool of money. Some of those things go out to pay for certain utilities that are covered by the monthly HOA fee. But it does not mean that everything is taken care of by this entity that's called an HOA. You are a part of that HOA and you are responsible. So it's very important as you consider the purchase of a place that you look at details about the HOA, including their current reserves, that is how much money they have in the bank. Look at how much money they tend to spend every month and every year on recurring expenses, and also maintenance of major items such as the roof, siding, windows, and so on. And ask questions of board of directors members and see when the last time was that they had any major work done to the place and whether any major work is expected coming up. If any big projects cost more than what's in reserve in the HOA bank accounts, it would be the case probably that there would be a special assessment. That is, money that's called from all of the homeowners in the HOA to pay for that work, such as a roof replacement. It's important to review the reserves of the HOA and realize that you are a co-owner of the entire building. The last thing to be aware of is that as an owner of a condo or a townhouse, you should know that it tends to take longer to get a condo or a townhouse sold than it does to get a single family home sold. I did a quick review. Here's some statistics regarding sales in 2023, the percentage of sales there were in comparison with the number of new listings that came onto the market, and then also what the average prices tended to be during the majority of 2023. During 2023, the average number of days it took before townhome and condo sellers accepted offers on their places was 48 days. That compares to 32 days for single-family home sellers. I also looked at the number of new listings coming onto the market and the number of sales in condos and in single-family homes. I took the number of sales divided by the number of new listings in that year, and in this case, we're talking about 2023, to just give you a rule of thumb of how many units actually get sold. In the case of condos, the number of sales divided by the number of new listings was 57%. In the case of single-family homes, it was 74%. Of the number of sales in condos and townhouses as compared to single-family homes, a lot fewer actually got sold. Just to have an idea of how much it costs to buy a condo or a townhouse as compared to a single-family home in Portland. During 2023, during the majority of 2023, that is, the average condo and townhouse sales price in Portland was between the low 400s and the mid 400s. In the case of single-family homes, it was between $650,000 and $700,000. Please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for more updates about Portland's real estate market. Give me a call anytime if you're thinking about buying or selling a piece of property in Portland. I'm John McPherson on the Portland team. Call me anytime.